like this. With my sidekicks, rockin' fly kicks. With my sidekicks, rockin' fly kicks. Rockin' fly kicks, rockin' fly kicks. With my sidekicks, rockin' fly kicks. With my sidekicks, rockin' fly kicks. With my sidekicks, rockin' fly kicks. Rockin' fly kicks, rockin' fly kicks.
Today, I get to interview Laura Massaro, MBE, former World No.1, one of the sweetest players on the tour for the past 15 years. Very excited to interview her today, but let's just get over to Laura and see how she is. Laura, how are you doing?
I'm great, thanks. Yeah, even happier now the squash courts are back open in the UK. So, yeah, I'm all good.
Now, you've had 2 days now, I believe, back on the court. Here in the States, you've had a couple of months. But the feeling of actually striking a ball, I bet you've missed that, haven't you?
I did, and then I struck it yesterday, and it did not feel like it used to feel like. But no, you're right. It was great. We went on, and obviously, being in the same household with Danny was obviously a brilliant hitting partner, isn't it? So, yeah, I actually injured my knee in October, dislocated my kneecap and tore my MCL. So right at the start of lockdown, I was just starting to do kind of predictable routines again. So in actual fact, the break's done me a world of good. It's given me that extra bit of time for the knee to perhaps heal. I mean, I thought it had healed, but now I realise maybe it hadn't. And so I'm at that point really where I'm probably in a slightly better position than I was at the start of lockdown. And it was great to hit a ball and get moving. And, you know, surprisingly, my arm is the stiffest thing today. I thought it would be my bum, obviously, but I've been doing some fairly decent home workouts, and it always includes a load of lunges and stuff. So, yeah, it's been good. I didn't hit today.
A good day off, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get back to what's going on in your current world, but let's just kind of go back and look at your career. So I was fortunate enough to first meet you when you were 17, 18, and you were the deciding match for England against Malaysia in Penang, and the game score was 1-1. You were 2-love, 7-5 down or something in the third, and came back and won.
7-2 down, English scoring. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, isn't it, how those World Junior matches define you even now. Like, you know, you interview someone like Raneem or, you know, Mo Shabagi, it's like how many World Juniors they've won. Same with Shabini and Gohar, and you just those World Juniors they're so memorable, and you get so much experience from them. And yeah, I was a nervous wreck basically for 2.5 games, and somehow fought back in that third game, and then kind of never really looked back. And Camps was the national coach back then, junior coach, and now he's the senior coach. So it's been a real consistency from the England team, from my perspective, throughout our whole career. So Camps has been there at every single major event that I've ever played and won, juniors and seniors. So it's one of those memories that's up there for you, isn't it?
It is. I think the thing that stuck out for me the most when you were down in the third, and you came back and won that third game, there was 7,000 people watching.
Yeah.
The junior final. It was unreal. And it just went quiet. And all we heard was a group of 15 or 20 of you screaming from England in the corner. Just completely, the whole stadium just went so quiet. And that's what I'll never forget when you won that match. It was like 6,000 dogs had just died in the room. It was incredible. But you won the world title and you were the winning thing. But I'm moving on from that, because when you won that world title for England, the next place you won your world title was back in Penang. So let's talk about that match.
Same stadium.
Yeah, same stadium.
Unbelievable. And I've never played in front of two bigger crowds. Same stadium. I think I didn't realise it was that many for the World Juniors, but for the World Seniors, I think they said there was 3,000 or 4,000 there when I played Shabini in the final. And yeah, I mean, I didn't really think about it too much at the time, but then when you win it and you look back, you sort of end up thinking, God, maybe that was just fate, you know. It was just fate that, you know, because I came back from 2-0 and 7-2 against Trisha Chu in the deciding rubber as a junior, and I actually saved match ball against Wee Wern in the quarterfinal of that tournament too. And you sort of, you know, Danny's always said it to me, you need a bit of luck to win these big titles, and you don't want to put winning a big title down to luck, but you just need a little bit of the run of the green sometimes. And that tournament definitely was getting over that sort of we weren't match and saving, I think it was 3 or 4 match balls, was, arguably kind of never really the same stadium, making a final again, saving match balls. It was kind of felt like fate more afterwards than during, but yeah, special moments for sure.
So then we'll talk about your junior and then winning your world championship when you beat Shabini. Now, let's talk about the England setup. Again, like you just mentioned before, Camps has been there the whole time. And I know you've had an unbelievable relationship with David Pearson and a lot of the other players. It was a very close-knit group, like Nick Matthew, etc. Would you say that was kind of like the golden era of England squash? And back then in the last 15 years?
Yeah, I mean, England Squash did a documentary on me not long ago. It's a 20-minute documentary, and it's, like really grateful for that to have. And they've done one on Nick and James, and then they did one called The Golden Generation. And I think when I watched that, I was like, wow, yeah, we really have. Like, there's been not only sort of, a ridiculous amount of players that were in the top 10, but world champions, Commonwealth Game Championship champions, British Open champions. But for me, the golden era started the era before. Like, we almost were the golden era because of the era that came before that. The Peter Nichols, the Cassie Jackman, the Linda Charmans, the Fiona Gibbs, the Steph Brins, the Vicky Botwrights, the Tanya Baileys, the same on the men's side. Obviously, I'm just naming the women because I looked up to them and trained with them so much. But it really started with us trying to beat them. And that's where sort of even just winning national championships, kind of was a huge deal. Huge, winning my first national championships, because I had grown up in Manchester, particularly just watching Cassie and Linda and, Sue Wright and Suzanne Horner. And it was like that era that it just caught of on the cusp of lottery funding and everything like that. And so, yeah, while we were the era, the Nick Matthews, the, kind of James Willstrops, the, me, and kind of just winning world championships, British Opens, world #1s, it really came from them before leading the way, I think.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, when you reflect on all those names, it's endless. And priceless times for England squash back then. But throughout that career, junior and senior, you were given a special award this year, which you were not able to attend. But I was back home at Christmas. I'm sat in my hotel room, and up popped Laura Massaro on TV being interviewed for getting an MBE. I had no idea. And it was just got announced, and I was like, oh, Laura's I made all my kids sit in the room, and we sat and watched your interview. But that's probably one of the highest honour you'll ever get.
Yeah, and something that you can't win. It's something that you can't win. It's got to kind of be given to you, or it was supposed to go down for the investiture in April, and obviously got postponed. So, hoping when all this is over, eventually we'll get to go down to Buckingham Palace and have the investiture properly and celebrate it with family and everything. But yeah, just unbelievable, and a total shock. When you get a letter that comes through the post and it's from Her Royal Highness, you're like, okay, there's something strange going on here. And then it was top secret. Of course, it's like you can't tell anybody, and you feel like everyone's listening, and you can't tell anyone. And I probably found out mid-November, and it's top secret. No one from media can know. And even when the BBC find out, like a week before or 5 days before, they ring and they go, do you know why we're ringing? Because apparently they can't even tell you. They can't tell you why they're ringing, in case you, for some crazy reason, don't know yet, and they break this, confidentiality. So, yeah, and then obviously went on the BBC and was joined by someone else who'd won a British Empire medal, and she made me do some singing, which was kind of embarrassing, like breathing techniques for singing. I was like, oh God, what am I doing? But no, it's brilliant, and really excited to get it when I head down there. Hopefully, probably be next year now we're in it. But
yeah. All right, so we touched on some stuff, but what's next in store for you? That's what everybody wants to know. All right, what's Laura going to do next? Because it's always been kind of like a, you know, been that little secret thing. Like, is she going to go into coaching? Is she going to be working for England squash, or was she going to start a family? Only you know. So fill me in.
Yeah, I don't even, I guess it's sort of like Danny and I have always been really good at kind of, I guess sort of going with the flow a little bit. And we've set ourselves up with a lifestyle that we're both really happy about with. And after I retired, Head showed an interest in keeping me on as an ambassador. So I went over to Austria in kind of March time, I think it was, just before lockdown, and sort of got an agreement with them to stay on board to be the pro player consultant, which I'm, you know, really enjoying kind of building up, trying to help with the social media and building a presence between players and the brand, and being part of the brand for so long, and, you know, winning a lot with my Head racket. Kind of never felt as much like the brand. I knew they appreciated it because I could tell by the communications I was getting, but they could have jumped on that more as a brand. So I'm trying to do that with the players that we've got at the moment. So I'm really excited with that. And it still enables me to get out to a few tournaments because they're prepared to send, me out there to support and to build up the feel with distributors and, you know, coaches and everything that we sponsor worldwide. So that's great. And then consultancy basis with England Squash, working with just the young academy girls, basically, probably from kind of like the age of 20 to 25, some of the junior squads too. So yeah, really exciting. And I'm passionate and excited about, you know, finishing playing and what I've learned from all that. And I think Nick is as well. And between the two of us, I hope that we can really bring a bit of fresh input to the England squash setup. They've got a great setup going on there. Sometimes just a bit of fresh blood's always great, isn't it? So looking forward to that, and then helping out on the county setup at home as well, Lancashire, proud Lancastrian, and helping out with a junior setup there and coaching at my local club. So it's brilliant. I've got a foot on every rung of the ladder and coaching a few pros as well privately. So we've got from like pro level right down to kind of grassroots, and loving the mixture. Got a really good, nice mix up of everything that I'm doing. And of course, like, you know, hopefully at some point we'll try to kind of start a family as well. And that'll be a whole different shift. Don't even want to think about how that's going to change our lives, but just settling into retirement really at the moment, and kind of enjoying not having to be anywhere or do anything, and just enjoying the life that we maybe haven't had for the last 10-15 years or so.
Great. Well, it sounds like you're all set up, ready to roll. And this COVID time has definitely even given you more time to relax and, as you said, let the body recover and just help you be in a great state of mind. Anyway, it was so wonderful talking to you. I always enjoy your Instagrams and your social media and everything like that. And I know you and Danny are very well for a long time, and it's just great to see that you're happy and moving on and also giving back, which all of us as players love to do. So that's great.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I was watching the one with Nick Taylor, and then I ended up going, why am I watching this? I should just give him a ring and see how he is. I just picked up the phone and was like, hey, how you doing? I just watched your interview with Aidan. And he was like, what have I said? Have I upset you? I'm like, no, I just ring in to see how you are. So it's really nice to be on. I've really enjoyed the series and kind of watching them and learning a bit. And yeah, great you're doing them.
All right, good. Well, I really appreciate it. And it's always really nice and wonderful to have World No.1s on, because to get to there's a lot of hard work. So again, thanks for all your wonderful memories on tour, and wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Cheers.